evening to each one of you. On behalf of Bangalore Chamber of Industry and Commerce, we welcome you all for this exclusive session on ensuring food safety and detection of adulteration in foods. The session organized under the aegis of Agro and Food Processing Expert Committee of the Chamber, jointly with Akhila Bharatiya Grahak Panchayat Karnataka Prant. On behalf of the Chamber, we express our sincere thanks to all the distinguished speakers, Mr. Srinivas, Head Quality Assurance, Multinational Food Chain, Mr. Anant Padmanabh, Quality Head, Online Marketing, Big Basket, for accepting our invitation to address the members at this session, sir. The Agro and Food Processing Expert Committee is chaired by Mr. Narsimha Nakshatri, is chaired by Mr. Ankur Bhaumik, who is the COO of MTR Foods, co-chaired by Mr. Narsimha Nakshatri, who is the consultant of Agri and Horticulture of Nakshatri Associates, and Mr. Prakash R, Technical Director, Center for Holistic Agriculture and Green Enterprise. Before we commence the session, we would like to invite you to join us for the Karnataka Nadagite. I request my colleague to kindly play the song.
ಕುಟದ ನವಮಣಿಯೇ ಅಂದದ ಚಂದದ ಹೊನ್ನಿನ ಮಣಿಯೇ ರಾಘವ ಮಧುಸೂದನ ರವತರಿಸಿದ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜನನಿಯ ಜೋಗುಳ ವೇಗದ ಘೋಷ ಜನನಿಗೆ ಜೀವವು ನಿನ್ನಾವೇಶ ಹಸುವಿನ ಗಿರಿಗಳ ಸಾಗೆ ಕೊರಳಿನ ಮಾಲೆ ಕಪಿಲ ಪತಂಜಲ ಗೌತಮ ಚಿರನತ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಶಂಕರ ರಮನುಜ ವಿದ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ಮಕಲೇಶ್ವರರಿನ ದಿವ್ಯಾರಣ್ಯ ರಂಗ ಷಡಕ್ಷರಿ ಪುಣ್ಯ ಪಂಪಲ ಕುರಿಪತಿ ಜನ್ನ ನಾಡೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಜಗಡರ ನೆಚ್ಚಿನ ಬೀಡೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣಕರಾವತಿ ಕುಂಡ ಕಾವೇರಿಯವರ ರಂಗ ಚೈತನ್ಯ ಪರಮ ವಿವೇಕನ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಸರ್ವ ಜನಾಂಗದ ಶಾಂತಿಯ ತೋಟ ರಸಿಕರ ಕಂಗಳ ಸೆಳೆಯುವ ನೋಟ ಹಿಂದೂ ಕ್ರೈಸ್ತ ಮುಸಲ್ಮಾನ ಭಾರತಿಕ ಜೈನ ಉದ್ಯಾನ ಜಯಕನ ಹೋಲುವ ದೊರೆಗಳ ಧಾಮ ನಾಯಕ ವೈದಿಕರ ರಾಮ ಕನ್ನಡ ನುಡಿ ಕುಣಿದಾಡುವ ದೇಹ ಕನ್ನಡ ತಾಯಿಯ ಮಕ್ಕಳ ದೇಹ ಭಾರತ ಜನನಿಯ ತನುಜಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ ಜಯ ಹೇ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
Thank you, sir. Now I would like to request Mrs. Subhadra to play the Grahaka Gite on behalf of ABG.
Subhadra or Vijayalakshmi? Okay, please.
मानवता के लिए उषा की किरण जगाने वाले हम, शोषित पीड़ित ग्राहक जन का भाग्य बनाने वाले हम। जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक शक्ति। अन्य किसी की मुंह की रोटी हरना अपना काम नहीं, पर अपने अधिकार गंवा कर सकते आराम नहीं। अपने हित औरों के हित का मेल मिलाने वाले हम, शोषित पीड़ित ग्राहक जन का भाग्य बनाने वाले हम। जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक शक्ति। रोटी कपड़ा मकान शिक्षा आवश्यकता जीवन की, व्यक्ति व्यक्ति परिवार सुखी हो तभी होगी मुक्ति सच्ची। हंसते हंसते राष्ट्र कार्य में शक्ति लगाने वाले हम, शोषित पीड़ित ग्राहक जन का भाग्य बनाने वाले हम। जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक शक्ति। भारत माता का सुख गौरव प्राणों से भी प्यारा है, युग युग से मानव हित करना शाश्वत धर्म हमारा है। जीवन शक्ति उसी माता को भेंट चढ़ाने वाले हम, शोषित पीड़ित ग्राहक जन का भाग्य बनाने वाले हम। जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक, जय ग्राहक शक्ति। वंदे मातरम। ग्राहक शक्ति राष्ट्र शक्ति। धन्यवाद।
Thank you very much, madam. We also acknowledge the presence of Mr. Dr. Sanjay Dwivedi, who is the member of Agro and Food Processing Expert Committee and Director Orbi Seeds International. I would now request Mr. Prakash, who is the co-chairman of the Agro and Food Processing Expert Committee, to welcome the gathering and set the context. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Rupa. I am Prakash, who is the co-chairman of the Agri-Food Processing Committee of DCIC. About myself, I run a small consulting company with a few technocrats. Basically, from the last few years, taking up international aid projects which help the agri and food processing sector. I worked for over 35 years in the sector. Actually, I deem it a great privilege and pleasure, welcoming everybody in the participants of the seminar. As also, I've been asked to set the context, While I was hearing those two songs, actually the Nada Gite, Karnataka state song, and the Graha Gite, what I felt was, if as individuals, everybody, we and everybody else understand the spirit of these two songs, I don't think we would require webinar of today's topic at all. Not necessary, actually. If we clearly understand the essence or spirit of those two songs, nothing else is required. If we become human, I think everything else falls in place. Because there are always some bad apples here and there. What happens is, we'll have to come up with such topics, adulteration, food safety, all these kinds of things. So that is what ran in my mind when I was hearing those two songs. Generally, what would happen is the welcome address would be by our chairman, Mr. Ankur Baumek, since he's away and then I think he had some urgent work preoccupied with something. So I have been given this duty. So on behalf of DCIC, the Agri Food Processing Committee members, I warmly welcome all the esteemed speakers of today. I look at them as special speakers. Reason is, we have on one side, I think we have two important, stakeholders of the food supply chain. One is a person who is representing the consumers, that is Srimati Gayatri, and then we have two others representing the industry and trade. We have Mr. Srinivas and Anant Padmanabhan. So in a way, what happens is, I think we are looking at two important pillars of this, and something very meaningful would come out of the webinar. And I would also, I think Mr. Narsim Nakshatri is one who has been instrumental in bringing ABGP and BCIC together. Otherwise, personally myself, I did not know that ABGP was doing so much of work. Actually, it's because of Mr. Nakshatri that these things have come into place. So welcome him also. And special thanks to, I think, all the participants of ABGP as well as BCIC. Here, what I would like to mention is, I think this would look like odd hours, 7 to 8 in the evening may look a little odd. This has been the preference of ABGP. And second, looking at what has been happening during the COVID, I think we are comfortable with any time actually, since most of us have been working from home and all that. We can always set apart time if things are important. So that's about. And not to forget is the BCIC Secretariat, which is always the backbone of all such programs. I welcome them too. Now, coming to the setting of the context, see, what I believe is that any food for consumption, food safety is paramount actually, very, very important, and that would become the paramount parameter. All other quality requirements, it could be color, taste, mouthfeel, nutrition, all this only follows the food safety. Only if food is safe, then everything else would follow. That is one. And then I feel that consumers, food industry and trade are very important stakeholders, as I said earlier. And here, what we should look at is, these are all pillars. Organizations such as, ABGP and industry and trade, they are not to be seen as two sides of a tug of war. They are not on either sides of it. That is how I see. They should not be on two sides of a tug of war. What they should do is collaborate, work in harmony, and then final objective is, one is to ensure food safety to consumers on one hand, and also to see that there is healthy development of the food processing sector. These two objectives. While I'm saying this, I'm definitely for punishing whoever it is, whoever in the food supply chain is intentionally or unintentionally causing problems and then making or distributing unsafe food. Definitely they are to be punished as per law. I am not against that actually. And also I'm against people harassing the industry or trade, keeping the food laws and all that. So there has to be a balance, and then final aim has to be consumer safety. Now, we are all aware about various kinds of adulterations. I am not going to talk on them in detail. I think we have esteemed speakers, our daily food commodities. You talk to anybody, they talk about adulteration in milk, adulteration in oil, honey, turmeric, spice powder, all this. We are all aware. I'm not going to say what they are being adulterated with and all that. They are all there. As I said earlier, there are always these black sheeps or the bad apple in every basket. There are. I just went through the number of registered. There are roughly about 75 lakh state and center registered food processing licensees. 75 lakh. And then look at the unregistered, unlicensed units. It may be equal or much more in number. On one hand is those kinds of big numbers who are operating in the food supply chain. On the other hand, if you look at the government, entire country, we have something like 2,700 officials working in the food safety departments all over, state, center, everywhere. You look at the ratio, it becomes practically difficult to monitor every industry. So finally, what I would say is, I think every stakeholder has a role in the food safety, starting from consumer. He also has to be aware, cautious and all that. Everybody, a farmer, a trader, an industry, a marketer, exporter, everybody has a role in the food safety system. And then one quote which comes to my mind here is, they say, growth for sake of growth is the ideology of cancer cell. This was said by Edward Abbey, growth for the sake of growth, which means, anything, our business or anything should not be just for the sake of growth in increasing our profits, increasing our numbers. What we should do is look at the other important things also. Otherwise, what would it be? It would really become a cancer cell, especially in the case of food. Definitely, we have seen realities that lot of things are, leading to things like cancer and all those diseases. Finally, I think I would end with a positive note. We have three important speakers today, one speaking from the consumer point of view, and then the other two from industry and trade. I'm sure we would have some definitive and then meaningful interactions. What I would look at is, instead of complaints from one and the other, meaningful interactions, and then positive suggestions which could be taken forward. I think with this, I once again welcome all the distinguished speakers and all the members present here for this webinar, and thank you for this opportunity for me. Thank you. Yes,
Thank you very much, sir. I would now request Mr. Narasimha Nakshatri, Co-Chairman of Agro and Food Processing Expert Committee, to introduce the speaker, sir. Over to you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prakash, for a wonderful message given as a and also context setting for the whole program. Thanks a lot. It is my great privilege to introduce three speakers of today. One is Srimati Gayatri, second is Mr. Srinivas, third is Mr. Anant Padmanabh. So Gayatri, Srimati Gayatri is on the way. She's, I think she went for our program on 31st and 29th, 30th of National Convention of the ABGP. That in that connection she's traveling. She may be back and reaching home shortly, and she will be joining. After that, her session will be taken. To start with, Mr. Srinivas will take. So let me introduce Gayatri, madam. So Gayatri, madam, is MSc in Information Technology, and she is also BSc in Physics, Electronics and Mathematics from Mysore. She is also Diploma in Computer Services, Mysore. She did her .NET course, Integer Software Solutions, and also PMP certifications training in Dubai. And also she is IT's NASCOM certification security analyst training in 2020. She is also an EDP certification center under the Department of Skill Development and Enterprises, Livelihood. She has done it. She is an IT professional and also serving voluntarily, socially as a responsible Indian citizen. She has got more than 20 years of experience in the IT field, including 10 plus years of abroad experience. As an IT professional, she served in R&D, oil and gas, HR services, metal scrap, senior distribution sector, and education and transportation field. She served from the schooling to as an Sevadal member in the college as an NSS, and served as a Mysore City Joint Secretary of ABVP, Akhila Bharat Vidyarthi Parishad. She served voluntarily in Dubai to teach Kannada in language and also Indian culture in the NRI of Dubai kids. She is also served in NGOs like Rashtra Sevika Samiti and Mahila Dakshina Samiti for Women Welfare. She is also serving as currently ABGP as a state Mahila Pramukh and national food sector Pramukh to organize awareness activities. She is going to speak on fight for Shuddhahar in case if she is going to join after our Anand's presentation. Now, the second speaker, Mr. Srinivas R. Ranganathaya, he is presently working as a quality assurance head at Metro Cash and Carry India Private Limited, a multinational German company. And he holds MSc degree science in dairy technology, dairy microbiology, with a basic degree of BTech dairy technology. He successfully implemented HACCP funded by European project across 20 food industries in South India at Federation of Food and Research Enterprise for Supply and Hygiene. She joined the world's largest wholesale cash and carry business, that is Metro Cash and Carry India Private Limited, in 2003, and as a quality assurance executive, and set up the state-of-the-art F&B platform of world-class quality check process at Metro Cash and Carry India Private Limited across the country. He has represented Metro Cash and Carry India for a global food safety initiative GFSI project in India in a conference held in Washington, United States of America. He's a recipient of several quality and food safety awards for Metro Cash and Carry for the last 10 years and encouraged by FICCI, Federation of Chamber of Commerce and Industries. He resides in Bangalore and he resides in Hebbal in Isiro's flat. Third person, Mr. Ananta Padmanabh. He is a food technologist by qualification from DFRL, Mysore, having more than 23 years of experience in the field of quality assurance in food processing, food safety management, systems implementation, private label quality, food regulation, supplier quality management, and supplier development. Currently, he is working as a national quality head, Staples private label at Big Basket. All of us we know Big Basket is the one who is the online marketer, and for the last 4 years. Previously, he worked with the Diageo India as a lead supplier of quality, with Metro Cash and Carry Private Limited as a general manager quality for private label, food and non-food division, and also with the Calypso Foods Private Limited and UOU Export, the company heading the quality assurance. And he was also with the short term with the Coca-Cola India as a senior executive, and with the quality executive at the Quality Biscuits and Sunil Pharma. He's a native of Kodagu in Karnataka and currently residing in Bangalore. He lives with his parents, wife, and children. Thank you very much for giving an opportunity to introduce the distinguished guests now. Thank you very much, Prakash, please.
Sir, you're on mute, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Nakshatri. Now we go ahead with the sessions actually, isn't it? Who will be the first speaker now? Mr. Srinivas?
Yes, sir. We would like to invite Mr. Srinivas, Head Quality Assurance,
Okay.
to deliver his presentation, sir.
Okay, Mr. Srinivas, can
Yeah.
go ahead with your presentation. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Nakshatri. Thank you, Mr. Prakash, for inviting me. Thanks to BCIC. Thanks to ABGP as well. So it's an honor. In fact, actually, I and Anant know each other very well. So it's always actually at home. And Nakshatri also has actually worked with us earlier. So it's a very distinguished actually platform for us. And definitely, I mean, like, it's an honor to speak actually at this forum. And as actually already introduced, actually, I would not like to waste much of my time introducing again. But I work for Metro Cash and Carry. Metro Cash and Carry is a global multinational chain, one of the largest wholesaler. And here it's a B2B platform under the foreign direct investment. Actually, we have got this license actually only to operate as B2B. And we have got 30 stores in India currently, and we are spread across Karnataka and then 18 different cities all across India. And we are there from south to north, east to west. We are covering the entire gamut, and we would also like to bring in more stores. Unfortunately, it is not meant for B2C customers. It's only B2B. So you need to have a card, then only you can come inside Metro and then purchase. We have been operating from 2003, and so far actually it's been 18 years in the country, and we have been fairly successful. We are in food dominated multinational giant, and 95% or more of our actually products or produce which we sell is completely localized. So it is regional specific or actually from the Indian concept. And yeah, I mean, like when Subhadra Madam actually was singing, definitely as Mr. Prakash said, it's actually also very important that actually how important consumer is today. And also, as rightly Mr. Prakash said, unfortunately, I've chosen a topic which is on food adulteration. Not so actually in terms of what do you say, enterprising. But again, I mean, like we are living with this. We have to go through all these adulteration actually aspect as part of the food consumption now. And also we are living in a state where I think as Mr. Prakash rightly said, growth actually becomes a very important aspect, and everybody today is fighting with each other on actually success and then being actually also growing at a very, very fast pace. While COVID has actually got into some kind of lessons for all of us, but it might not be actually kind of what do you say complete without actually having this kind of a forum where we educate and then actually also go into the depth. What I've seen in my journey, especially, is awareness actually becomes an important aspect in India, and that is something actually which we need to spread across. And be it actually anybody, right from actually farmers or to actually consumers. Now, one of the important aspects, whenever I speak to them, at least to the audience, target audience, and in my entire 22 years of career, is sometimes actually I'm also surprised that a lot of people actually don't know about what happens actually behind, especially on the adulteration. So it's a mix of both. I mean, like, I'm not going to bring you a presentation, something which you have not seen at all. It is not actually very big thing. I'm going to talk to you about something which is very basic, which you have all seen. So don't get really bored by actually that what I'm speaking is actually something which is very common. But at the same time, when Mr. Nakshatri told me that an interesting topic about food safety is very close to me, and I've been part of this journey from quite some time. So without wasting much time, I would like to use presentation as well as actually videos in the context of actually bringing to you some light actually on this campaign on adulteration. Also, very briefly, I touch upon what we have done. It's still a very small thing. I mean, like, we have got a very long journey to go ahead, while we have done actually a lot many things actually as an initiative, but it's a very long journey to go on food adulteration, because we are a massive country as such actually on consumption. So let me begin my presentation. Sir, if you're able to look at my presentation, please raise your hand.
Sure.
Yes.
Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just cover about three important topics here. One is actually, first of all, I mean, like, as you all know, we consume food for a reason. So I would like to really say actually that what is food and then why we consume food. Adulteration actually as such as a topic, what are the different kinds of adulterants, actually what is happening in this current world, why do we do adulteration? Also, there are some important actually detection, very easy detection methods actually which are available actually on the rapid test. Many people actually again don't know. FSSAI actually has done, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India has done actually a very good job in terms of bringing up this book, and then also a lot of information, especially for the consumers, on the campaign actually for consumers. So it's a very good platform for ABGP as well to look at it. And some activities we have done at Metro, and also, I mean, like, as Mr. Prakash was also very validly raising, what are the consequences? Of course, I mean, like, in Indian context, it has become very compulsory now that when we look at consequences, then only I think the prevention becomes easy. It's not actually the proactive way actually we are taking it. So rules are becoming actually very important. That's how we follow everything, traffic or actually any other thing. It's only got to do with people going by the consequences, actually what happens. Otherwise, it will be a very free world. So just on food. So why do we need food? What are the importance actually of food? So I just bring to you a small video to look at it from, if you're able to listen the voice, actually just
Srinivas, there is no voice.
Able to hear the voice, Srinivas.
you're able to hear now, sir?
Yeah.
You're able to hear this
No.
voice?
No,
Not
no,
the video's voice.
no.
Okay. My voice is actually coming to me. Maybe something at your end.
Rupa,
Rupa, just check.
I think
What?
he's able to hear the audio.
No, sir. Audio and video is enabled to you, sir.
I've got the audio and video. Audio is coming to me.
So maybe have you enabled the include computer sound option while playing the video, sir?
While playing the video, you are saying actually the enable 1 second. Just give me a second.
Yes. When you click on the share button, you will get a drop down menu. In that, include computer sound option is this.
Okay, it's actually been viewed from. You're able to hear me?
Yes, sir,
Yeah.
clear, sir.
Okay, well, I think I'm directly sharing from YouTube. Is it possible to take control and then actually make it?
Uh-huh. No, sir. If you can share the link to us, we will play it, sir.
1 second. It's still not coming?
No.
No.
Okay, there is some problem, I think. Okay, what I will do, maybe I think it's also self-explanatory. You can actually just have this scene actually from your video. It actually is also visible on why do we need food? So sorry about it actually on the audio side. But again, I mean, like, as you must have seen, so why is food essential? Actually, I think it's for the basic reason that actually that how we survive and then what we do for a healthy body. And then whenever we get sick, so food is the most important actually instrument where it fights actually any of the defense. I think be it COVID actually time we have seen, especially in Metro 2020 and 21. We have seen a lot of people getting into the healthier side actually of consumption. So food is an actually natural defense mechanism. And during these stages times of when we are going through this pandemic, food becomes the most important actually medicine for all of us to actually consume. So when we look at this, I mean, like why I wanted to bring this context actually in this food adulteration, food as an important aspect is when we know that actually food is an important element for all of us to behave as a medicine, and in spite of that, actually adulteration actually becomes one of the main thing. Now, just for actually an awareness sake, what is food adulteration? Food adulteration is the process in which the quality of the food is either lowered by addition of an inferior quality material or actually by a nutritional substance which are actually added intentionally to food, generally in small quantities to improve its appearance, flavor, texture, whatever it might be. So when we look at the most commonly consumed, which I will come little later, milk becomes the most adulterated food actually currently, which is a global campaign also in India, because we are also the world's largest milk producer. And I come from a dairy background actually as Mr. Prakash. So it becomes very essential actually for us what we consume daily is, I mean, like not adulterated. In this context, actually, there are two types of adulteration. I mean, like there were three, and I mean, like I don't want to cover the metallic one, but I want to just actually look at it as intentional adulterations and then incidental. So what happens in intentional adulterants? So intentional adulterants are actually like sand, marble, chips, stone, mud, chalk powder, water, mineral oil, coal tar dyes. Water also becomes actually an important adulterant in cases like milk. So this actually, while you might say that actually whether it has an harmful effect, that's a different story. But this adulteration causes actually harmful effects to the body. So that actually again will go back to what all different kinds of things actually which it can cause to the body. Then comes the incidental. Incidental, actually, the most prevalent one are the pesticide residues, which we are actually fighting or combating these things in the current world. Tin from can, droppings from rodents, larvae in foods. This is something actually which we have also heard, and then stories from actually the Food Corporation of India. Metallic contamination with arsenic, lead, mercury. This is actually a third contaminant which I wanted to put it there. And pests such as rodents and insects intrude the food at high degree and then produce actually filth from the excreta bodily secretions. So the most common incident address are pesticides, DDT, marathon residues actually in the plant products. So the maximum permissible limit actually DDT is 3 ppm. Of course, DDT is actually now completely eradicated. It is no more actually considered to be even actually to the presence of the minute amounts. So coming on to the subject about what are the most common food adulterants. As I was saying, actually milk is the most common adulterant actually which is there in the food. Cow or buffalo milk can be added with starch, milk powder, and urea. These are the very common adulterants actually which are available. And then the health effect, of course, actually is cancer or actually acute renal failure. I would not like to cover the entire gamut of food here, but I've covered actually some of the important ones so that there is an actually awareness. And these are all something which we have daily, day-to-day consumption, as actually was also introduced by Mr. Prakash actually. So tur dal, turmeric powder, mixed spices, saffron. These are again actually the most common foods actually which are targeted for adulterants. And methanol yellow. I mean, like these are something for a common man. It becomes very difficult to be identified. And a non-permitted cover is common adulterant in food items like actually even laddu, tur dal, and turmeric. So health effect actually again on the long term, these are causing tumor and cancers. Ghee again is an actually important food which is again getting adulterated. There is actually cancer causing, I mean like oleomargarine actually which is added to butter, and also arginine oil actually used to adulterate ghee, and butter is highly toxic, and it can cause us actually diseases such as dropsy. So these are, I mean, like why I'm bringing to you these important food materials is to for you to know on, I mean, like what people are doing actually outside in the current world, and then what we are not aware, and that's where actually I think as an industry player, both online actually as well as an offline on food safety, we can bring to you, and then get these things eradicated, and then be more like an intermediary who can actually stop these practices actually both from producer side actually as well as on the consumer side. Sugar and salt, again, white chalk powder and sand may cause actually serious stomach disorder. And this is again actually which is very commonly found in our sugar and salt. Tea powder, I mean, like, yeah, we are considered to be a tea country, while there is always a debate between coffee and tea in between South India and North India, but why we largely consume tea to be the most health benefit side. This is very easily actually contaminated and adulterated actually with the dyes and artificial colors and then iron filings. Health effects, actually, again, cancer, tetanus, I think actually anything which can be caused by these things are very dangerous. Chili powder, widely consumed in India. Sudan Red, actually, as we have been speaking, a lot of technical experts sitting here in this forum actually know about Sudan Red and then its ill effects. Again, I mean, like there are a lot of non-permissible actually things which have been added to chili powder. I think the adulteration actually has gone to the next level where I think it is very difficult to identify as well in some of the cases. And health effect, again, actually stomach disorder. Sweets, we have just gone through the Diwali season now, and then all of us during the Deepavali, we must have consumed tons of sweets actually, or have again shared with people. So this is again, I mean, like which is maternal yellow is an actually which is brightens the color of all these foods are actually the sweets, and health effect again cancer causing tumors. These are actually some of the major health effects which have been there. Mustard seeds and vegetable oil, again, argemone seeds, which is widely known, and it can cause actually epidemic dropsy in people. Honey is actually one of the most widely exported from actually Indian context, and then it's one of the most easily adulterated food. This has actually got jaggery, sugar, corn syrup. I mean, like I've got an interesting video which will show you, but unfortunately, I don't know. I mean, like again, audio might be an issue. But this again, I mean, like adulteration has been one of the most worrying thing for an actually Indian context, because most of our exports actually have also dropped because of these kinds of adulteration. And recently, we have also heard some of the Chinese manufacturers actually sending fructose and these kinds of things actually which are getting adulterated in honey. So other effects actually of food adulteration on community health. Vegetable, again, the most widely contaminated material, because this is something both from actually context of easy profit making and also from the growth concept, actually what we were bringing to you. This is the most easily, what do you say, adulterated food actually across. And ill effects actually have been various, and it's very injurious if you look at the some of the videos actually which I'm going to show to you. And yeah, meat, while we are actually claim to be an 100% actually or 75% to be an vegetarian population, meat consumptions actually have also risen considerably in the last few years. And this actually also meat actually has been highly contaminated. And while we have actually challenges on the slaughterhouses and then actually various other things, meat and meat products actually has such carry a lot of microbial load. This also causes a lot of ill effects actually on the health. Tamarinds, date sea powder. I mean, like name it. We have got plenty of food. So I'm only bringing to this forum actually because of the time. Very important subjects and then things actually which can be easily adulterated here. While we everybody knows why we adulterate, but just to emphasize and then keep this awareness, definitely to earn more profits, to increase actually volume of trade. When supply is less actually than demand, that becomes very, very big. And during this time of COVID, last 2 years, we have seen actually supply demand sometimes actually gets unregulated. And then during these times, either it got to do with manpower or various other things, these adulterations actually comes into picture, and mainly again got to do with money. To cut down on product costs, which we have normally seen actually in industries and trade, this becomes actually very important. If you are a very, very ethical and then actually companies going by the virtues of actually what we need to serve consumers on the food safety or quality side, you will keep this in mind that actually food should not be adulterated. A shortage of actually authentic ingredients at affordable prices. This actually also gets into adulteration, and also about lack of awareness and updation on the information on adulteration. Especially when I look at, and then I mean, like, thanks for the opportunity given by Petro. We also get to know about the context, what is happening in West. US and Europe actually have moved forward on food safety. There are actually very good food safety alerts actually which have been sent to consumers, and many in this forum actually also know about how European food safety alerts are. They are actually very, very good. There is also something called as the rapid food safety alerts actually which have been shared with the industry body, and how people actually get to know about adulteration actually till the consumer side. I think FSSA actually is also making an attempt now, and we are all there in this journey. We are also part of this as an industry body. We need to contribute actually as every single person that actually to prevent this adulteration, which is going to be actually menace otherwise, and it's going to cause actually a severe societal issues or an actually health issues among the general Indian public. So I mean, like, yeah, everybody knows actually why we need to do, why we are actually talking about this awareness. Difficult for the consumer to select actually food because of misleading ads, improper media emphasis, and food adulteration. So today we see one of the big campaigns actually for anybody to purchase is a marketing campaign. And today I also get impressed actually when I see a very good food, but unfortunately, what is there actually as an ingredient is very less people actually know about it. When we see even common man actually eating outside, be it in a mall, be it in a shopping center like us, or be it in actually any of the places, people come very blindly and ignorantly and then actually start to consume. So we should have this societal responsibility to really share with them what is good, what is bad. So it becomes actually absolutely essential for an industry like us to particularly emphasize on food safety. Also, to meet challenges successfully, consumers must actually harm themselves against these problems since they are not automatically protected by the working of the market. While we see one end actually on food safety and other things, the other side actually we also equally see whatever the adult trends which I showed you are quite prevalent actually in the market. And I mean, like this particular session, why I chose this topic was, I mean, like if you say these common things again and again, it's always good because consumers, the best defense actually for all this adulteration is the knowledge. And more we improve knowledge, I think it's the best way to get these things actually out from our system. F&B in India, as a such, actually is a completely unorganized market. It's an easy food for adulteration, and that's actually majorly sourced from market and vendors. These some of the clippings actually, which I thought would be very essential, which is I mean like off late. As the I mean like latest as yesterday, I saw some actually food poisoning cases actually being reported in some of them leading canteen facilities, and then these are all again got to do with food adulteration. So I mean, like here are some of the paper clippings as you see, which is now quite common across actually the media now. About 40% of the food items actually seems to be adulterated. You have actually seen a classical case of actually edible oil getting adulterated. Milk actually is another case. Fruits and vegetables that look good to eat because this is again actually being contaminated with various kinds of chemicals. So these are some of the media things. I also want to bring in one more video, but I'm a little scared now actually because yeah, the audio was not working earlier. You're able to hear?
No,
You're able to hear this?
no audio, no audio.
I think you can run the video and explain
Yeah,
in
exactly.
between.
Correct. Yeah, I think that's better.
Okay, let me run through. Maybe I think this will have actually some clippings. Okay, run. Fine.
If there's anything important as it is running, you can also probably add your comments.
So this is something actually which is sprays on the top of vegetable just to make it more fresh. And this is actually an harmful silicone spray. What he's trying to spray here. This is a malachite green powder which is available to make the vegetables look green and fresh because when we go to the market, we are more attracted actually in terms of getting these, what do you say, vegetables which look more greener in color. So, but many of the adulterants actually at the back end is they use this malachite green and it's highly dangerous for health. These are some of the actually hormone injections actually which they are giving for vegetables to look big in size. They actually have hormone injectors. These are not supposed to be given for any of these vegetables, but he's trying to use it in the farm. He's saying in the video that normally people get attracted actually when they look at fresh, like produce, and when we sell the real produce also, which looks fresh, people don't want to buy, but people want to buy something which looks greener in color. So that's why actually I'm adulterating and then selling it in the market. So that's what the farmer is saying. So back to the presentation. So you saw that, the adulteration actually incidents actually are very, very scary. And this can actually range from doing anything actually which is culpable to actually and then harming the consumer's health. So again, I would not like to repeat it. So these are the various commonly adulterated foods. And so it's just a small comical way of to say that actually even birds know on actually the food adulteration. So as human being, actually it is our highest necessity to actually even know on what actually a basic food adulteration is. So we have to reach to the last stage of every human being knowing about this food adulteration. We have to run this campaign time and again. Again, this is a video. So this is a small data.
Actually, I think these are some information from the annual report of FSSAI.
Yeah. So you're right, sir. Actually, I think many of these actually are available as part of the actual annual report, and that's what I'm like. What I'm presenting is something actually which is not that actually it's only available with me. It's commonly available across. This is something actually as an effort which I thought to bring it to
Yeah,
this
good.
forum.
No, it is good actually. No, good is government also is open, no? They are transparent in making this public. Yeah, that is a good.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think that's an important aspect, and that's where I think we also need to contribute and make this actually as a big campaign.
Yeah.
I really sorry, actually, I really overshot actually because it's very close to my heart in terms of speaking on this food adulteration and food safety. So just moving on, some easy methodologies actually on this is again, like a big campaign which FSSA is running. I would not like to dwell too much actually onto it because I can share all this information to BCIC, Nakshatri and Mr. Prakash as well. And we can actually also distribute actually among all the ABGP groups and also to the audience actually who are present here. There are some very easily available kitchen methods which are available for detecting these adulteration. Like if you look at it, just to take a couple of example, like detection of papaya seeds. This is a commonly adulterated in black pepper. So add some amount of black pepper in glass of water. Pure black pepper settles at the bottom. In the adulterated black pepper, papaya seeds actually float on the surface of water. So this is a very easy method and which we ran as a campaign and then actually available as part of the detection methodology in rapid test kit. I just wanted to bring to you on various kinds of detections which are available as part of the rapid test. And these are all kitchen methodology. It is not that we have to do it in a laboratory or we have to do it actually in a certified place. So this can be tested by yourself at homes on how to detect actually having green peas or be it actually any of the other vegetable, bendi, which is a commonly adulterated as you have seen in the video. Sweet potato is actually something which is adulterated big time on rhodamine B. Also, I mean, like there are various tabulation which I can share with the industry members. So we ran, I mean, like on the adulteration, we ran a campaign. I found this to be very good, and which I'm speaking on this platform. At Metro as well, we found this to be very educative, even for our consumers who are coming and then shopping with us. So we ran a campaign actually, especially looking at this FSSA, and we are also participating along with our FSSA in various forums. And here you can see actually various people who are coming to the store, how we are explaining. Consumers actually wanted to learn about it, know about it. They have thanked us actually saying that this adulteration methodology, what you have ran in your all year, because we are present across the country in different places. So the outreach is much higher, and the amount of people who visit us actually runs in lakhs together in a month. So this campaign becomes very educative. So I took it up actually as an initiative from food safety angle. And here you can see actually people, various posters and the methodology actually how we have ran this entire campaign. Coming on to the last one, not to scare you, but again, actually, this is a very important aspect. There are various penalties for an actually selling an unsafe food. So the primary onus or a responsibility actually is with the producer. So if I am ethical, if I actually want to serve consumers actually in a better way, so that's the best way to actually educate yourself. But otherwise, there are actually compounding ones. If you see, does not lead to an injury in adulteration. So 6 months or up to 1 lakh rupees of fine. Result of actually non-grievous injury, term up to 1 year actually or 3 lakh rupees. Grievous injury 6 years actually and fine up to 5 lakh. And resulting in death, you can see actually it is almost a life imprisonment and 10 lakh rupees actually of fine. While money aspect you can leave it, but the kind of actually harmful things which we have done to the society will be actually an important element for us to know here. This is what actually FSSA has also done actually, as sir was saying, actually a massive campaign which is good for all of us to know on this food adulteration. And also, I mean, like final bit from my side is that I mean, like as an ethical society, as an actually person who has got complete responsibility to serve safe food, we should become a champion in this cause. And also, I think I am very thankful that I've been able to given this space today to talk about food adulteration here. While it's a very simple and then common aspect, actually, as you must have seen in the entire presentation, but we have to run these campaigns across and then make sure that society is actually being aware of this. So thank you very much, Nakshatri sir. Thank you very much, Prakash sir, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Srinivas. I think that was excellent, actually. I think we straight away go to the next speaker, Nakshatri. That is better. Anything else can follow me later. Yeah.
Please.
Yes. Over to you, Mr. Anand Padmanabh. Yeah. Your audio is mute.
Is the presentation visible now?
Yes, Anand. Go ahead.
Yes, visible.
Yeah.
Anand.
Yeah. So thank you, Mr. Nakshatri from BCIC and Mr. Prakash from ABGP for giving me opportunity to talk on the subject. But my predecessor, distinguished speaker, Mr. Rangana Srinivas, was spoken extensively on adulterant. Now there was no job for me actually. That is why I chose to speak on ensuring food safety and quality, because after knowing the panelists and the speakers, then I requested Mr. Nakshatri so that I will talk on food safety and quality in e-commerce. Otherwise, it would have been for me. It would have been very easy job telling that copy and paste from the previous session. So I'll just speak about ensuring food safety and quality in e-commerce. It also includes adulteration, and also other health hazards or critical food hazards. So I represent Big Basket. It's been founded in 2011, now 10 years, by 4 of our founders. We operate in 31 cities, approximately 30,000 employees as of now, having 4 lakh deliveries every day, 85% repeat customers, and 20 million monthly new visitors, and having 1.4 crore registered customers. From last 3-4 years, our revenue growth has been 3x. So opportunity for e-commerce groceries in India is like last year's survey was, it was $1 trillion, 7.5 lakh crore rupees in terms of rupees, and 20 billion opportunity for e-grocer actually. So why grocery shopping is cumbersome in India? Because of traffic conditions, overcrowded market, limited availability, poor quality, and post-shopping, the shipment to home is leading to frustration of customers. Now everything has come on the mobile app for shopping. So why this is transit change from directly to e-commerce is this is having a broken supply chain wherein the margin get eroded from distribution to retailer and cost of real estate. And in India there is a MRP concept, whereas in US there is no MRP concept. So still organized market is less than 1%. Still it is dominated by mom and pop shops. So how the e-commerce will address these issues? Having a large assortment at one place and a big distribution center, 24/7 you can shop, delivery timeline flexibility, and competitive pricing. So this is why the tectonic shift is happening from for the consumer directly from unorganized to organized to now e-retail. So in the entire value chain, there is one end of supply chain is all our branded suppliers, and our own private label is around 35%. Farmers, manufacturers, non-food distributors. And other end of our supply chain is hubs, dark stores, we call it as 5K stores, and our business to business partners, either Kirana or restaurants or caterers, and also transportation. So business model is key partners are suppliers. Value proposition is a large range of products, high quality. We operate in customer segment like tier 1, tier 2 cities with also with B2B customers. Key activity being merchandising, marketing, fulfillment of delivery, customer service. Our customer relationship based on ordering, delivery, high quality, and customer obsession. Cost center is only infrastructure, inventory, and people cost. Key resources are being people, facility, asset, brand, and technology. So channels of shopping being desktop, app, support channels are email, phone, delivery channels are bike and van. Revenue streams being just in time or full service delivery, specialty, kirana, etc. So usually in a traditional supply chain from farmer to consumer, there are a lot of intermediate players. There is a quality and also margin get eroded. So direct from farmers to consumers, it will avoid all the margin getting eroded, and also the freshness will be intact and ensure the food quality and safety. So you can see morning 7 o'clock farmer harvest, it comes to collection center at 9 to 11. Packing happens at DC, and by evening it is getting delivered to consumers. New of the initiatives being like BB Daily, it's a subscription model, like milk and other essentials are delivered at early morning to all the apartment complex. BB Instant is a food vending machine. We are placed in almost 800 plus locations, wherein you can select the material from your app and door will get open. You pick up the product and the money will get deducted from your wallet. This is the new thing, and also there are few more new businesses are coming. You will get to know later. So currently we are doing almost this is last year figure. Currently we are doing almost 4 lakh deliveries a day. On time delivery is 98%. Accurate of delivery is 99%. Food products is more than 40,000 plus. These are the testimonies from a few of our customers. So coming to the food safety and consumers, we also deal with a lot of FMCG brand, national brands, And as I told, almost 30-35% of our total revenue belongs to our own products. It's in-house brands. These are our brand tree. You can find the different brands in under our umbrella. So this is also very important to ensure quality and food safety at par with the leading FMCG brands. So how do we do at our company? So why private label is very important, where we don't have a national brands, we have our own brands, and also it will give a competitive edge in terms of manufacturing, logistic cost, and having a better margins. The enablers are being emergence of new channel. We have a third party manufacturing, lesser presence of national brand in these categories, majorly niche products like organic or health range. This will give more boost for our own private brands. So these are our brand pictures. What all we have, the factor which influences our own brand are better grade in terms of staples. We are a holistic range of organic staples and some of the private label dairy and all in organic. So our products being unique, we focus on more of a healthier options, niche and new concept foods. So in staples, all kinds of dal, rice, millets, dry fruits and nut, sugar, jaggery, FMCG, bakery, dairy, frozen food, processed food, organic staples, dairy and FNV sprouts we have. Meat, fresh and chilled, marinade, sausage in chicken, mutton and seafood and fish. Fresh vegetable, cut fruits, cut vegetable and sprouts. In general merchandise, it is not a food, but kitchenware, cutlery, this is one of the business. All these third party, these all private label are manufactured at our third party facilities, and it is governed by quality principles and guidelines from Big Basket. So what are the pillars of our quality is to serve, deliver a safe and hygienic product to all of our customers by continually implementing quality and FSMS. So one important pillar being compliance. We ensure all the compliance requirement at all the facility to ours, whether it's a third party or our facility. So how do we monitor our product quality management is like having a appropriate specification for all the products, QA resources at each level, at each staple packing unit, mill, private label, organic, farm, primary processing centers, internal external testing on regular basis, even on monthly basis we do. Sensory and benchmarking, not only quality, sensory gives the quality of a perception of a product. So continual improvement based on feedback or customer concern. So implementation of FSMS, we do believe not only in certification, but implementation of basic HACCP principles at all our facilities. We are striving and we are getting there. And also higher level of certification like ISO 22000, FSSC 22000, whether it's a GFSI umbrella certification like BRC, it's also there for most of our third-party suppliers. So what are the audits and assessment we conduct? We have an infrastructure audit, layout verification, supplier self-assessment to start with initially. Then there is a basic and intermediate FSMS checklist. This is a GFSI GMMP checklist. Based on the criticality of the product and also the nature of the product, these audits being conducted. Apart from this, audits on GMP, FSMS, EHS and IMPS. IMPS means Integrated Pest Management Services, and COVID-19 protocol implementation also we carry out. So how QA capability is being built is building SMEs in each staples. We have a rice expert, a basmati rice expert, atta expert, or organic certification expert. Bakery, there will be a bakery or expert who has done confectionery or bakery course. Veterinarian for meat, and lead assessor for food safety management system. And all the food handlers are trained under FASTAC. Job rotation and supply development will ensure QA capability building. So as I told, most of our suppliers are certified for HACCP. Most of our PL suppliers and staple suppliers are certified for ISO 22000. Some of our suppliers in private label who are being exporters or leading brands, they are certified under GFSI umbrella as well. So almost 80% of our suppliers are certified. 20% in which our own facility, which are very new, which is not even completed 6 months, we are in the process of implementation. Wherever like pre-processing or mills, we are ensuring a basic hazard analysis and critical control points are implemented but not certified. So as I told, assessment our aim is to get all the suppliers certified for GFSI standard. To achieve that, we have taken a stepwise action to get there. So all the private label suppliers are assessed through global market manufacturing practices checklist, and they are approved based on the minimum scoring criteria, not having any critical observation or deviation. So we give a timeline for them to improve from there to go for a certification. This is what we do for all of our suppliers. Our own facility, we start with a layout planning to implementation by our own team. So from a basic food safety point of view, I didn't take any standards as a reference. How, as a common man or a food professional or an entrepreneur, what are the basic requirements for a person or a system or for a company? They should make sure that food safety is implemented. So delivering food safety to consumer is key for sustainable business and customer preferences. Food can be made safe only by controlling food hazard through HACCP implementation. So what comes in like raw material control? So all the raw material we buy from certified suppliers or farms or processors, or wherever we have a bulk supplies, we have put our own QC in place to ensure pre-processing is checked before the dispatch. Or in F&B, we have agronomist who takes care of few regions and areas covering all the farmers wherever the procurement is being done. So incoming inspection as per specification and hazard control at all the levels being put in place. Storage practices appropriate for the product, temperature, humidity as per requirement. Shelf life of the product is monitored, FIFO, FAFO implementation, pest control measures, and avoiding cross-contamination is a storage condition. Identification, so proper identification of material, control on issue, and repacking being monitored. Production process. So each product requires a different production process. Staple may be having a different production process. Milk will be having a different production process. So we ensure to implement or work with those suppliers who is having a validated production process steps, SOPs for all the production, and process monitoring and control plan and verification. So quality assurance, online check, lab analysis, and external analysis. So packaging is appropriate for the product for its stability, shelf life, all the packaging material being food grade, and all the information of the product is giving on the packaging. And secondary packaging meets the purpose of maintaining the primary packaging and stability during transit. So FG storage and dispatch, storage should be hygienic and storage conditions are met with temperature and whatever hygienic conditions. FIFO or FAFO for material dispatch, transport condition of vehicle, and temperature. Even this is being monitored throughout our delivery channel as well. Wherever chilled and frozen products are being delivered, whether those conditions are being met, those audits are also being conducted by QC. Traceability of upstream and downstream for all the ingredients, FG, and process control parameters. This is very important to take corrective measures in case of anything going wrong or any concerns getting raised post production. Corrective and preventive action is one of the important pillars, so which ensures that same identified deviation will not be happening again. And what we follow in personal and practices, all the food handlers, personal health checkup for food handlers, vaccination as per FSSAI guidelines, hygiene training, all the food handlers at the DC or our production center or butcheries trained and certified for FASTAC, food safety awareness training and assessment for HACCP implementation. What are the hygiene enablers? Hand washing station, change room, personal protective equipment, workwear, laundry, cafeteria. Policies being implemented at our facilities: jewelry policy, visitor policy, illness declaration policies, wood policy, glass policy, and rework. So we give a lot of importance on pest control, because in any branded article, finding a pest or infestation will attract a lot of consumer attraction and bad publicity. So apart from having a authorized pest control agencies, we again do a monthly integrated pest management audit based on risk, routine audits and actions also being taken. So for food defense, to avoid any kind of adulteration or intentional tampering, so access control, security, CCTV monitoring, and tamper-proof packing and transportation also being monitored. So coming to how do we manage, I spoke about food safety. How do we ensure food safety in terms of audits and facility? How do we monitor quality of a product? As I told, we have a detailed spec sheet for each product, and we monitor against that. And for quality monitoring at each stage, we have a QA resource at Pan India at all of our mills, pre-processing center, or cut veg packing centers, DC warehouse, and we have developed one app called a technical app called tool. It is a tool mobile app. It's called QSure for staples, and for category wise tools for PL and meat and cut veg. These things I'll speak about a little detail in later. And for we extensively do external testing at FSSAI approved NABL laboratories for all of our products on a monthly basis for organic, dairy and non-vegetarian products, including antibiotics, veterinary drugs and hormones. And for all the other products, all the vertical standards and horizontal standards, including pesticide residue, metals, heavy metals, naturally occurring toxins. Sensory evaluation before any product launch we do externally, internally also we do, and for a better results and insights we send it to a expert laboratories outside to do sensory evaluation of the product on the basis of on the basis of preference and also with the comparison with the leading brands. Routine benchmarking of staples we do with other retail brands, national brands on a monthly basis for any corrections or improvement. As I told, we are a customer obsessed company. Every customer feedback is logged either through mail or app, or customers also give reviews and rating on our app. So on a daily basis, the MIS is getting generated on our own products. Wherever we don't get any feedback on the product, there is a dedicated QA resource in CS customer service who call back the customers and get the feedback, and they will feed into our QC or QA team on daily basis to take action against each customer concerns. So technology, we work with premier institute like CFTRI and other institute in getting technology for new product development or any solutions for any issues. Like we have a modified atmospheric packing for FNV from CFTRI, and also some of the bread recipes we have taken without preservatives from CFTRI. Our multigrain atta is from CFTRI technology. We work with these premier institutes as well. So this is the typical specification sheet for a toned milk. And I told about QSure app, probably the first in India for a commodity quality management. So each QC person in each reprocessing center has this app is given access. So you can see from material unloading from the vehicle condition on the day, whether seeing the vehicle cleanliness and whether it is covered, he will take a picture and click all the parameters on the app, and it will it will give the batch identification number when the product is getting accepted. Once the QC check is done, what are the cleaning mechanism or fumigation to be done? So it all captured in the app only. So from incoming raw material till the dispatch, what are the process it has to undergo? Either it will guide, it will give a real-time data, and also maintain the traceability of the material, and also all the processes which is undergone can be captured in this app. So you can see once it is synced, it will give the FGCOA also, certificate of analysis for any product. We have the certificate of analysis generated for all our staples as of now, whatever comes from our RPCs. So like I told you, laboratory analysis I briefed again already. So that this is typical sensory evaluation of one of our wheat flour. We usually give a blind sample to the third party lab, like sample 1, 2, 3 or ABC. So we get to know about the quality attributes and sensory attributes of the product, so that whether we can go ahead and launch, or we can tweak with and work on the recipe, so that the quality of the products matches or better than the leading brands. So as I told, customer feedback, I told we have a dedicated team who will be calling for only for quality concerns of our own brand. So every day there is a review happening on the quality complaints
Mr. Anand,
and action plan being taken.
sorry to disturb you. I just wanted to check with Ms. Nakshatri if, how much time or how long can we go on?
Yeah,
I think you can.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Okay.
Done. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
So there is apart from this COVID-19 protocol implementation and assessment, and other sustainability initiatives like regulatory requirements, implementation of food safety, development of small medium scale mills, capacity utilization, water reduction, compliance to plastic waste management through ERP. So less utilization of secondary packaging by reusing crates, direct farm sourcing, pulses, whole grains, FNV. So employment to local women and also disabled like dumb and deaf people in our warehouse. Automation of documentation process, COVID care and helping hand. Major focus of the company being in electric vehicle and solar power generation. That's it from my end. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Anand. Thanks. I think it's quite elaborate. Good thing about what happened is Madam Gayatri available, Nakshatri?
Yeah, Gayatri madam, you have come? Gayatri ji?
Yes, ji, I'm here.
Yeah. You want to say a few words because sorry, you are traveling and we disturbed you. Okay. Yeah. We will hear 2 words, 2 sentences from you. That's sufficient. We'll continue the next time, please.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, just to brief you, I think, Madam, what I mentioned was, I think this will be good because we have you as, giving us the, the perspective by consumer, and we have 2 other people talking about industry and trade. What I requested them was, they should not become, these 2 being at 2 different ends. We all should work together to see that we provide consumer with safe food. That was the ultimate goal. I think you will talk on the same lines, actually.
Yes, ji, yes.
Yes, madam, you can go ahead.
It's virtually attended in this session from BCIC as well as from ABGP Karnataka, as well as from ABGP different places also joined, I hope so. So really, I'm happy to be with you all today. I'm very extremely sorry for inconvenience what happened. I joined late. Okay, so actually our main thing in Ahar sector, we have planned to do many ways of activities in this mainly in Ahar sector. So what are those? If I want to share my screen, is it possible, Nakshitri ji? Just 2 minutes. Just I will move on that one. Is it possible?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, you can share. Yeah, you can share.
Yeah, please. Okay.
Rupa,
Okay.
madam?
Joined.
Yeah.
Shared
Okay.
now.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
She has got any problem? Can you
No,
help?
no, no,
Oh, yeah.
no.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully uh, all of you can see this one
No.
view.
Screen we are not able to see. Shared screen.
Shared screen not able to see.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, just a minute. I shared my window. Okay, just I will say the say in words only.
Yeah,
Just
please.
in this one, otherwise it is
Yeah.
some other time also we will sit and discuss these things.
Yeah.
Actually, to lead a life, all of us need a food. Those things everyone knows, but the thing is what kind of food we are having. That is very important for us to lead a life. So already you come across FSSAI's speech as well as quality of food as well as adulterations. What and all happening in current scenario. So these things really making us really, are we carrying any good health with this food, this kind of food? Some of them are tasty purpose we are purchasing the food. Some of them are it is colorful, like that we are purchasing, but these foods are really it is healthy for us. So regarding that, we actually ABGP, Akhil Bharatiya Grahak Panchayat in Central. Now we have planned main thing fight for purity. That is Shuddh ke liye Yudh. So we will fight for purity of food. So in our Veda Puranas also, from those days also, food is very important for us. That to pure food, that is Shuddha Ahar. Shuddha Ahar is the one, without that one, your brain also cannot work properly. So there is a one thought is there in Chandogya Upanishad. Ahara Shuddhau Sattva Shuddhihi Sattva Shuddhau Dhruva Smritihi Smriti Lambe Sarva Grantinam Vipramokshaha. So the what it means, Shuddha Ahar, jo mainly what for what purpose it is required, Antaratma Shuddhi, for that purpose it is required, and mainly to think अच्छे विचार और ज्ञान, as well as to improve our knowledge. For that purpose we need a shuddha ahar, sorry. And for what purpose we need shuddha ahar? That one is to make just to take away that durvichar, durbuddhi, anarogya. So they alasya bhavna, all these things we just want to remove from our body. We need a shuddha ahar. So shuddha ahar, for that purpose, ABGP is planned in शुद्ध के लिए युद्ध एक we have to fight for that to get a Shuddha Ahar. So whether we are getting the Shuddha Ahar, so before me already it is discussed that everywhere adulteration is there, and FSSAI also trying to say they are trying actually how best they can find out all adulteration happening in surroundings. But they are also made many acts and rules, regulations, and all. But then also, this food adulteration and contamination issues is not stopped. Food quality and standard issues still there, and food safety issues. Again, the main one issue I can say. So food weighing and pricing, MRP issues, all these things are we are just seeing everywhere. MRP issues, they are putting label and they are just removing that one sticker they are putting. So even Grahaks also not caring for that. What it is there, they have to pay. The, of course, in metropolitan cities and all, it is like that. Okay, पैसा दे दो कल जल्दी से खाना मिल जाए. So whatever it may be. So we have to eat something and lead our life. Is it the way? Is it the way we have to follow? Grahaks also should think what we are doing, whether we are doing in a proper way, is it good for health? Those things they, as a Grahak also should think. So even ordering from online food orders, they are doing it. So that quality of issues, company will take care. Many Grahaks will think in earlier days it was like that in families and or elders anything happens to anybody in the family, they used to say one thing, what happened, why you have not prepared food properly, anything happened to mother will say to daughter-in-law that anything happens to son, suddenly she used to say, why you have not prepared proper food. So why that time from our Veda Kalas also, Shuddha Ahar ke liye, so they are giving very importance. That is the one thing we have to see that one. Because of that, in each family, food what they are preparing, depending on that, the arogya of the whole family, health of the whole family was leading. So anyone is not feeling well means what you prepared food, in that some conspiracy is there. So you look into it like that. It was there, but now everyone is going for packed food, huh? And what is there inside? Huh? Nowadays, even after giving awareness and all, Grahaks are thinking whether what we are doing is proper, correct, or wrong. Those things they are thinking. Along with all these issues, we are considering, our Grahak Panchayat is considering all these issues. Uh, Along with these, agricultural issue also. So we know food is from farmers to our plate, how it comes. So in different ways it is coming from crops, as well as seafood, as well as from livestock, processing, from storage, uh, from different fields it is coming. So next thing is the one in ABGP, mainly eatables, khadya padarth jo hai. So we are considering in three groups: food adulteration issues and legal metrology as one group, and food security issues and food security standard as another division, and food supply as well as the government policies and acts. So we are considering in three main major divisions. Along with that, one more division we are considering, that one is agricultural issues. So in that mainly, as I told, all the issues we are considering. In that, main issues identified by ABGP are food and food product adulteration, packed food standard issues, hygiene and quality, and other issues of food in hotels, restaurants, fast food, roadside hawkers, like that. So standard drinks issues from fruit juice, cane juice, carbohydrated juice, other type of drinks. In this, main thing is even drinking water. That also is considered. So related to drinking our water, so RO water, what we are drinking, that loose drinking water, what we are bringing from can, whether it is good, who will say that one, whether this one is good or not? So unless until it comes under the ambit of law, we are not able to say the people, related people who are saying it is good. So unless they will come under the law, we cannot.
Sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah, time is up. I know it. Last one, only one point I want to specify, and finish. Sorry. So along with that, manufacturers of food products and weight and MRP issues, standard of oil product issues, farmers APMC and NFSC issues, all these issues we are considering, and we are under Kriyanvayan, that means we are putting everything in a process, so that we have to study more in this, as well as we are conducting many sessions, as well as we are going to the Grahaks and we are educating the Grahaks, as well as we are planning to train in this FSSAI and other sector people also help us and make the these kind of activities. If they support, it is our pleasure in this regard. So I'm very happy to be a part of you all. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. I'm very sorry, extremely, once again I'm saying, so I'm very late today. So sorry for this. Thank you very much, Nakshatri ji, Prakash ji, and all. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. I think you missed some of the important points of presentation. I really like the way Srinivas, being a person from trade, he really talked about all the problems present in the food industry, which is very good actually. It's very good. I think whatever as a consumer activist you would raise, he is the one who raised all that. And subsequently, it was followed by Anand Padmanabhan's presentation, which looked at possible solutions for all that, and then how it is being implemented by Big Basket. It was nice to hear both the problems and then solutions of at least this one company. But as I said earlier, I think there are 75 lakhs plus another 75 lakh, let's say, 1.5 crores of license holders and all that. So, and everybody cannot become a Metro or a Big Basket. So we are all with you. I think another thing that I said is we all will work as a team. It is not, I somehow don't agree with this, Shudh ki Yudh. It is not a Yudh. I think we'll have to collaborate and see that we provide safe food to consumer, and then also
it is from the Grahak side. I'm talking about from Grahak side, not from manufacturer or FSSAI side. Okay, as a layman, Grahak, I'm talking. Okay, representative of Grahak, I'm talking.
Yeah, I got it, but I would also say we are all in the same boat actually. We either go down or then flow together happily. we should work like that. I think we had originally slated the I will not take any time to sum up or something. Good thing about Srinivas was he brought up all the problem areas, various adulteration possibilities and all that way in a very, not a very technical but very simple, understandable manner. And similarly, Anand Padmanabhan in detail explained all the possible ways that solutions could be found. That was done. Thank you both. And then though I think you came late, probably you should have had more time. We will definitely have some other session where you will have time. BCIC is definitely with, will be happy to work with ABGP also. it's a good initiative. I think one of the things that I would say is consumer awareness is also lacking in a very big way. Not just rural areas, even in the urban elite, many are not aware about so many simple things. They are not aware. So a lot of consumer awareness is required. So with this, I think Nakshatri, should we go ahead with some questions, or what do we do?
I think we will since the time is short, I think we will go with the vote of thanks. And
Yeah.
Dr. Sanjay Dwivedi was supposed to do the vote of thanks. He has left because of some USA, some call urgently he got it because he works for the RB International. I would like to thank on behalf of the everybody here. And first of all, I thank the great speakers, Mr. Srinivas from Metro Cash and Carry, Mr. Anand from Big Basket, and Gayatri Madam from ABGP. And thank you so much for the wonderful, even though we run short of time, I think we have gone out of, I think, more than time we have taken. Thank you so much for being with us. And second thing is that great is our participants. I'm very sorry, extremely sorry, we have overshooted the timing. Okay, thanks a lot for your patience and being with us. All the participants from ABGP and BCIC. Thank you so much for the moderation by Mr. Prakash, co-chairman of BCIC. Thank you so much. Nicely you have moderated. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Rupa and BCIC, all the secretariat for this program. And thanks a lot to all the participants, all the ABGP, all the leaders, all the heads, and everybody, all the BCIC expert committee. Thank you so much. Now, Rupa, please go ahead with the
one thing that I urge is, if some of the companies present here are not members of BCIC, they should always enroll as members, because BCIC is doing a lot of good work actually. Companies who are not enrolled can always enroll membership, company membership, and request you to do that actually.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, Rupa, madam, please.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir. On behalf of the chamber, we express our sincere thanks for the distinguished speakers for sharing valuable insights. As a token of our appreciation, we would like to play a small thank you video. Please do stay with us, sir. Thank you once again to all of those present for this session.
Let's
Yeah.
go for the national anthem.
Thank you. Thank you.
Rupa? Rupa?
Yes, sir.
National anthem?
Yes, sir.
And then Shanti Mantra, please.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Okay, Shanti Mantra, please.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत्। ॐ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿಃ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ.
Thank you very much, Nadik ji avare. Thank you very much. Thank you everybody. Thanks to all the participants. Extremely sorry for delay in this program. Thank you so much for being with us. Thank you speakers. Thank you Anand. Thank you Srinivas. Thank you Nadik ji. Thank you Gayatri ji. Thank you Rupa. Thank you all the participants. Thank you everybody.
Thank you Nakshatri for bringing
Thank you, Prakash ji.
ABGP
Thank you,
to
Prakash.
BCIC. Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
धन्यवाद जी, सभी को धन्यवाद।